What if the ocean's greatest treasure isn't gold or glory, but the terrifying truth that some depths were never meant to be plumbed? In Daggermouth, H.M. Wolfe delivers a nautical horror thriller that transforms the high seas into a claustrophobic nightmare, proving that the most dangerous monsters aren't lurking beneath the waves. They're sailing right beside you, wearing human faces and whispering promises of salvation. This isn't just another creature feature or pirate adventure. It's a visceral, salt-stained descent into madness, greed, and the fragile line between survival and damnation, when isolation strips away civilization's veneer. From the first creaking narration, listeners are trapped aboard a vessel where every wave feels like a warning and every crewmate's smile hides a knife. Perfect for fans of atmospheric horror, maritime suspense, and stories where the real abyss is human nature, this audiobook serves up relentless dread, morally bankrupt characters, and a mystery so deeply entwined with the sea, you'll taste brine and blood in equal measure. When disgraced cartographer Elias Thorne joins the expedition to chart the uncharted waters of Daggermouth Strait, he expects redemption through discovery, not to become bait in a captain's obsessive hunt for a legendary wreck that may not exist. But as fog rolls in and compasses spin wildly, the crew begins to fracture under pressures both supernatural and psychological. Whispers from the hold, impossible sightings on deck, and a growing suspicion that their leader knows far more about Daggermouth's curse than he admits. Wolfe masterfully uses the ship as pressure cooker, turning navigational charts into maps of deteriorating sanity, and every storm into a mirror reflecting inner chaos. The audiobook narration amplifies this suffocating tension, capturing Elias's fraying rationality and the captain's fanatical certainty with vocal textures that make every command feel like threat and every silence feel pregnant with violence. You don't just hear the voyage, you feel the hull groaning beneath your feet and the weight of unseen eyes watching from the dark. What elevates Daggermouth beyond typical nautical horror is its refusal to reduce terror to jump scares or mythical beasts. The true horror emerges from human choices, the captain's hubris disguised as destiny, the crew's complicity born of desperation, and Elias's own willingness to trade morality for meaning. Wolfe avoids easy supernatural explanations. Instead, she blurs the line between external monster and internal collapse, forcing listeners to question whether the entity haunting them is real or merely the manifestation of collective guilt. Supporting characters shine with uncomfortable authenticity, the first mate whose loyalty wavers under moral strain, the cook whose folktales carry warnings ignored too late, even the ship itself, rendered as a sentient archive of past voyages gone wrong. Every interaction reinforces the novel's core truth. In isolated spaces, evil doesn't arrive, it awakens what was already dormant. Even the cartography serves thematic depth, with inaccurate maps symbolizing the futility of imposing order on chaos and the danger of believing we can name what refuses to be known. For audiobook listeners, this production is an immersive sensory ordeal. The narrator embodies Elias's descending psyche with remarkable range, from scholarly detachment to raw animal panic, while secondary voices shift subtly between camaraderie and menace, making trust feel like a gamble. Sound design enhances claustrophobia without gimmickry. Ropes straining in gale force winds, water sloshing in flooded compartments, the oppressive hum of silence during calm spells that feel more threatening than storms, all ground psychological stakes in tangible reality. Pacing mirrors the rhythm of maritime dread, deliberate during moments of false security and routine, then surging with urgency as boundaries dissolve and consequences crash aboard. Whether you're navigating daily commutes or lying awake in quiet darkness, the audiobook creates a portable vessel where isolation feels absolute and time feels borrowed. It's storytelling as embodied suspense, transforming passive listening into active participation in a journey where survival demands more than skill. It demands confronting what you've brought aboard within yourself. Ultimately, Daggermouth redefines nautical horror by centering psychological unraveling within supernatural framework. It satisfies cravings for atmospheric dread and intricate plotting, while delivering substantive commentary on obsession, colonial legacy, and the cost of pursuing knowledge with wisdom. No prior series knowledge is needed. It stands confidently as a complete, devastating voyage. If you've ever wondered whether some frontiers should remain unmapped, or if the pursuit of truth can justify any sacrifice, this audiobook will affirm that sometimes the deepest waters reflect not what lies below, but what we refuse to see above. Press play, brace against the swell, and prepare to question everything you thought you knew about navigation, sanity, and the price of charting the unknown. Your next obsession isn't waiting in distant oceans. It's waiting in the terrifying intimacy of a ship where everyone is lost, including yourself.